My name is Chase Johnson. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and we have used C3 Group several times on some of our large loss commercials and our higher end residential for their appraisal services and their public adjusting services. Their knowledge of the market, of the ever-changing regulations, and their ability to create a very thorough estimate from an understanding of construction and the management of the project.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Lead meteorologist Sean Shokai here for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast, sponsored by C3 Group and Maryland Law Group. As always, you can check out their pages in the description below here on Facebook. Hail-wise, we don't have a whole ton to talk about the next couple days. However, it looks like now things are starting a little more interesting in the tropics, as it looks like the potential for Barry is increasing to possibly upwards of a hurricane, and we'll get into that in just a minute. If you have any problems with understanding the website, the app, might be getting lost, a little confused, you can always give us a call and we can happily set up a training for you guys so you're well versed in what HailTrace has to offer, all the updates. I know we implement new things here and there, and we'll make sure that you are well squared away to do everything you can with our tech. And here's that hail forecast today. We do indeed have some hail possible today. Not looking as impressive as it was yesterday. It looks like things are going to be kind of isolated and not as strong, mostly because we are getting a developing tropical system in the Gulf here, starting to squeeze off a little bit of moisture. 5% chance for hail in St. Louis, 2% across a good chunk of the Great Lakes region from Chicago to Fort Wayne, Grand Rapids, Green Bay, even as far east as Detroit, up to ping pong ball size hail in the strongest storms if they stay isolated long enough, and there's that outside chance it could even be a little bigger than that if you get one or two storms that really get going, but I'm thinking generally up to ping pong ball size hail. Here's that future radar for the same area, and you see isolated storms forming this afternoon, some storms up on top of Lake Superior, and for the most part, not looking too crazy. Things are looking a lot quieter than they were this time yesterday, unfortunately, so I think we're only going to see a couple storms produce some marginally severe hail. Pushing forward into tomorrow, things shift east and look more like a wind threat. It's only about $0.5 size hail is possible across sections of Pennsylvania, New York, and West Virginia and Ohio, but again, more of a wind threat expected with that. You can see the future radar here. A bunch of storms form, but it's looking more clustered and less supercellular, and that really kind of minimizes those hail chances. But no need to worry. The severe weather gods are apparently granting us with a early season hurricane potential. We have seen, watching the tropics here, we were talking about this yesterday, it's now looking more likely that Hurricane Barry is going to be a thing. This time yesterday we were talking about possibly Barry forming, possibly a tropical storm, whatnot. The National Hurricane Center this morning had their first full forecast. I'll have that graphic here in just a moment, but we were talking about this yesterday, and then as yesterday progressed, things were looking a little more favorable, and I think Barry will form some point between this evening and tomorrow, and probably very quickly form into a tropical storm, and then to a hurricane, and then possibly make landfall where I have it kind of narrowed down a little bit. It could potentially still be as far west as Houston. I think right now, if you had to tell me a specific spot where I think it's going to make landfall, it'd be somewhere near Beaumont, Texas, so right on that Texas and Louisiana border. You'll see what National Hurricane Center has somewhere in Louisiana, and it could possibly even be as far to the east as just east of New Orleans. So this is what the National Hurricane Center has out. They're expecting it to get up to maximum wind speeds of a high-end Category 1 hurricane, close to 90 miles an hour. That could be almost a Category 2 hurricane, but we'll just have to see. Honestly, until this thing actually forms into a true tropical storm over the next day, we'll get a much better idea of what to expect. We have a pretty wide area there. Their area is pretty similar to what I'm thinking, and once it forms, we'll be able to see how fast is that kind of developing. I remember Hurricane Michael, obviously I'm not saying anything about like Cat 5 or anything, but Hurricane Michael, 3 days before, it was a tropical storm, and that thing ramped up. It's that time of year. Northern Gulf of Mexico is very warm. There's pretty minimal shear, which for tornadoes is good, for hurricanes is bad. So minimal shear is good. So that would really help make this thing explode very quickly. So we don't want to possibly go in blind on this, but we will be out chasing this thing regardless of where it makes landfall. Again, I'm thinking probably a little further west than what the National Hurricane Center has. They have it right here. I'm thinking right about there right now. The stronger it gets, the further west it'll probably progress. So we'll be watching that through the remainder of the week. Of course, we'll be updating you on that. I think our hail forecast might be more tropical updates in the next couple days. But hey, you know what? That's how the weather rolls. Give a like, give a share, whatever. Comment where you think this is gonna make landfall, where you might low key kind of want it to make landfall. Hopefully, it won't be too crazy strong, but we'll see how that all pans out. And of course, we'll be there chasing it and broadcasting live any crazy hurricane footage like we've had the past couple of years. So follow us on Facebook so you don't miss any of that. Hit see first so it supersedes that algorithm and whatever stuff Facebook's doing now to change and make things difficult. And that way it goes right to the top of your news feed. Give us a call, 855-334-4245, right there on the screen. And email us info@hailtrace.com. Visit our website, hailtrace.com, for any other details. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you need help with the training, all that stuff, give us a call there, and also follow us on Instagram. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m., where we'll probably have Barry will officially be a tropical storm probably at that point, and we'll give full updates on that, and of course, updates with the hail as well. Yes, landfall in Kansas City. That would be pretty impressive. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you again tomorrow.